There comes a silence so heavy it feels alive. A silence that hums beneath your skin like something ancient and waiting. It does not come to comfort you. It comes to strip you bare. Before every rise, there is this silence. It arrives after the noise has died, after the crowd has dispersed, after the world has forgotten your name. It sits in the corner of your room, between the tick of the clock and the breath you're afraid to take. It asks nothing. It only watches. And in that gaze, you begin to understand. This silence is not emptiness. It is preparation. The silence before you rise is where the world underestimates you, and where you learn the power of being overlooked. When they doubt you, when they forget you, when they label you as ordinary, something inside you stirs. It is not rage. It is not despair. It is hunger, cold, precise, and patient. And let them underestimate you. Let them believe you have disappeared. Let them think your fire has gone out. Because while they celebrate your absence, you are sharpening your soul in the dark. You are learning to move without sound, to breathe without fear, to build without witnesses. The silence is your forge, and anonymity is your armor. To be underestimated is to be given the most powerful weapon of all, invisibility. They cannot stop what they do not see coming. They cannot defend against what they do not believe exists. Their disbelief becomes your camouflage, and your obscurity becomes your advantage. The world worships noise. It feeds on spectacle. It mistakes volume for value and attention for achievement. But the mind of the true warrior rejects this illusion. He knows that the loudest are often the weakest, those who must announce their worth because they have yet to prove it. You, however, are different. You are not here to be seen. You are here to become. While they talk, you transform. While they seek validation, you seek mastery. While they broadcast every step, you take 10 more in silence, because you understand something most never will. Silence is not the absence of noise. It is the presence of power. Silence is not easy. It is not romantic. It is a crucible. It confronts you with every weakness you've tried to bury. When the world forgets you, the silence remembers. It echoes your doubts back to you until you can no longer hide behind distractions. It will whisper, "You are not enough." It will ask, "Who do you think you are to dream this big?" And you must learn not to argue, but to outlast it. Because in time, you will hear something beneath the noise. A steadier rhythm, quieter but stronger. That rhythm is your will. And when the silence finally bows before it, you will know you are ready. This is the psychological metamorphosis of a warrior. To sit in your own obscurity and not flinch. To be overlooked and not wither. To be doubted and not explain yourself. That is the mark of the dangerous mind, the one that does not crave validation, because it is too busy creating inevitability. Noise is a drug, cheap, addictive, and blinding. The crowd cheers not for excellence, but for entertainment. They do not want truth, they want distraction, and so they mock what they cannot understand. The man who vanishes, the one who walks away from the stage, the one who stops posting his progress and starts living it. But this is where evolution begins. In the withdrawal from noise, you must detox from the applause. You must starve the ego that feeds on attention. You must allow yourself to disappear so you can truly appear. Because disappearance is not defeat, it is incubation. A seed must vanish beneath the soil before it can rise through it. A lion must go silent before it hunts. A king must disappear before he ascends. So when they no longer talk about you, do not panic. That is not your ending, that is your becoming. The silence before you rise is not passive. It is not a void. It is a weapon being drawn. Every morning you wake without praise, you are sharpening it. Every night you endure doubt, you are tempering it. Patience becomes your edge. Restraint becomes your strength. The world calls it quiet. You call it focus. Psychologically, this is the moment where most break. They equate invisibility with insignificance. But that is the deception of the mediocre mind. It cannot comprehend stillness as strategy. Only those who have sat with their own hunger long enough know this truth. The longer you wait in silence, the sharper your eventual strike. Let them run ahead, fueled by vanity. Let them burn out under the lights. You are not racing them. You are stalking destiny. And destiny moves only for those who move with purpose. Every doubt cast upon you is raw material. You melt it, reshape it, and forge it into power. Their laughter becomes your rhythm. Their indifference becomes your training ground. Their disbelief becomes your discipline. Understand this. Being underestimated is a form of mercy disguised as insult. It spares you the burden of expectation. It allows you to fail quietly, experiment freely, and evolve unseen. Let them think you are harmless. Let them think you are naive. Because the more they underestimate your will, the less they prepare for your emergence. And when you rise, and you will rise, they will not even know what hit them. Transformation does not happen in public. It happens when the cameras are off, when the world has turned away. It happens when the room grows silent, and you are forced to listen to the hum of your own thoughts. That hum, that low vibration inside your chest, is the sound of becoming. It is the unseen construction of your new self. It is the hammer striking the steel of your mind, shaping something harder, cleaner, more precise. You will lose people here. You will lose comfort, certainty, and the illusion of belonging. Do not mourn them. Every elevation demands a shedding. You cannot ascend while carrying the weight of those who only ever clap for your old version. Your new form requires solitude, and solitude will feel like death. But it is only the death of the person who needed to be seen. The mind that thrives in the shadows is a mind that has mastered its own chaos. When you can work unseen, unpraised, and unacknowledged, when your motivation no longer depends on visibility, you become unstoppable. Because while others draw strength from attention, you draw it from isolation. They burn out under the spotlight, you sharpen your edge in the dark. And when the time comes, when you finally step forward, you will not need to announce yourself. Your very presence will feel like gravity, silent, inevitable, commanding. That is the ultimate psychological power, to no longer crave recognition, but to command respect without asking for it. Every rise has its rhythm. The silence grows heavier, denser, until it becomes unbearable. And then, the shift. It doesn't explode, it unfolds. You don't roar, you arrive. You don't announce, you execute. You don't warn, you win. When you finally step out of the silence, you carry with you something sacred, the weight of your unseen battles. The world sees the outcome, not the war. They see the shine, not the scars. They see the strength, not the sleepless nights that built it, but you remember. And that remembrance is your crown, because what you endured in the dark is what makes you luminous in the light. True greatness is never loud. It does not demand attention, it commands it. It does not seek validation, it creates it. It does not beg for respect, it radiates it. To rise in silence is to live beyond the reach of noise, to move from explanation to expression, from ambition to embodiment. It is the realization that the goal was never to prove them wrong, but to prove yourself inevitable. You will know you've reached this point when their opinions stop echoing in your mind, when their disbelief no longer stings, when you can walk through a room full of noise and remain untouched by it. That is mastery, because silence is not emptiness. Silence is sovereignty. Let them underestimate you. Let them doubt. Let them whisper. Every doubt is an unwitting prayer for your rise. Every mockery, an unintentional blessing, because they are feeding the very hunger that will consume their disbelief. You do not owe the world your updates. You do not owe anyone your progress. You owe yourself your evolution. The silence before you rise is sacred. It is not the absence of sound. It is the language of becoming. It is where you make the pact that separates the ordinary from the immortal. Do not rush it. Do not fear it. Let it harden you. Let it humble you. Let it hollow you out until all that remains is focus. Then rise, not loudly, not boastfully, but inevitably. Because when you emerge, the world will not ask where you came from. They will only wonder how they never saw you coming. This is the law of the silent rise. You disappear not to hide, but to sharpen. You suffer not to punish, but to prepare. You are doubted not to weaken, but to awaken. So let the world talk. You remain silent. Let the noise feast on itself. You build your empire in the shadows. And when the silence finally breaks, when you walk into the light, unshakable, unbreakable, undeniable, you will not need to speak. Your presence will say it all. Your silence will roar. And the world will remember the day they underestimated you, because that was the day you began to rise.